Oh, battle only. Okay. Cool. I need to rest my voice and throat anyway.
これは決意の重さだ。大掃除の時間です。逃がったっての。私が終わらせる。交代するなら今のうちよ。交代するなら今のうちよ。未来は定まった。
Cool. After returning to the campsite the next day, Zowie introduces me and Groza to the troop, just in case I have a set of credentials ready to prove my identity. However, it seems my concerns were unfounded. Once we revealed that there's a Jaeger camp nearby, Zowie has no problems at all convincing the manager to take us on. Soon, the troop has freed up temporary bunking space for me and Groza, while Ada has cheerfully taken it upon herself to show us around. Over here! This way, please! After leading us to our quarters, Ada quickly shows us around the facilities and briefs Groza about the troop's activities. In any case, that is our performance schedule. If you guys need anything, feel free to look for me or the manager. Thank you, Miss Ada. You're welcome to look us up anytime too. Hey! Groza gets a screen time for this one. After briefing us, Ada doesn't leave right away. Instead, she ends up gawking at Zowie, who's standing by my side. Zowie notices Ada's gaze and walks over to her. Ada grabs Zowie and pulls her aside before whispering into her ear. Miss Zowie, they seem pretty skilled, but that bounty hunters. Zowie looks toward me from a distance. He's a reliable friend of mine. There was something fishy about that attack yesterday, so I asked him to come and help out. I see. Alright then, still, about that attack from yesterday. Don't worry, I did not tell the manager about it. Ada visibly relaxes and she bows to Zowie in gratitude. Thank you so much. I don't know how to show it, but I'm really very grateful to you. Think nothing of it. However, for safety's sake, I would recommend you leave the campsite as little as possible. Sure, I won't go far. Ada leaves the room after nodding gratefully to Zowie. After she leaves, I smile and approach Zowie. Well, that's the leader of Monsoon for you. I'm sure Diane and the others must have had a much easier time on their troubles with you around. Zowie turns as she hears my voice. Just doing my job as a leader. Is something the matter, Commander? Something's bothering me. It seems Miss Ada doesn't understand the true identity of her attackers. That does not seem to concern your mission, Commander. I don't mean to pry, of course. That was just a reminder. Rather than quibble about that, I have a suggestion. This settlement seems quite lively. Would you like to walk around it with me and get a picture of what's happening on the ground? Alright. After leaving the troop campsite, which is still under construction, Zowie and I walk down the streets of the settlement. The roads are covered in sand and gravel. The houses are run down. The people are all poor. Settlements like these are everywhere in the yellow zones. The sole difference is that the one we're staying in is fairly large, which is most likely why the troop chose to base themselves here. Still, the livelier a settlement is, the more likely it is to draw the Jaeger's attention. I turn my eyes outside the settlement as the thought crosses my mind. Piles of rock and drips of sand hide the land and sky in the distance, but I know that there is a lurking threat hidden in that distant valley. Just as I'm about to head outside the settlement, Zowie comes to a halt. Commander. Why did you ask me to go with you? If this is meant to be a secret investigation, there is a chance that secrecy could be breached. We're working together on this assignment after all. It's better that we interact and get to know each other. Also, things in the Yellow Zone can be pretty complicated, and I'm empty-handed right now. I feel better with a certain squad leader by my side. According to what I know of you, Commander, dealing with over 10 Jaegers by yourself even without a Dahl squad backing you up should be a child's play for you. Besides, you have Miss Groza too. Indeed, which is why this is only part of the reason. The other reason is you, Zowie. The truth is, there was something I wanted to discuss with you on the day Monsoon had the concert. Unfortunately, we did not get the chance to do so. That day, yes, it was unfortunate that we could not speak. What do you wish to talk about, Commander? Monsoon and the Elmo. I know that you're the leader of Monsoon Squad and you're not part of the Elmo. It's not easy for a gust of wind that's used to freedom to have to suddenly accept a new environment. I am grateful for the fact that you were willing to stay with the Elmo for the sakes of Diane and the others. They are my friends. Yes, and you are a good leader. That much goes without saying. But even though you're their leader, I can sense that you're changing too. Right now, the way you're talking to me is completely different from when Monsoon first came to help me. We bounty hunters have keen noses, so feel free to talk about anything you want with me. Uh-oh. Commander trying to snag another wife. Zoe does not answer. Or perhaps we could discuss it with Monsoon if you think it would be better that way. It won't take long for them to come here from the Elmo, and there'll be extra hands for the commissions. Zoe remains silent, her face still blank. According to Jiang Yu, her facial actuators were damaged in combat. Oh. And as a result, she does not show much in the way of facial expressions. But sometimes this poker face of hers is the perfect camouflage for her feelings. I look straight at Zhao Wei, silently waiting for her to answer. Just then, I hear the sounds of an argument from a nearby hovel up ahead. It's not like that. Listen to me. Those letters I sent were just... Listen to how you... If not for you, Ferris wouldn't have... No, Ferris, she... Look, just listen. For some reason, the pleading girl's voice sounds strangely familiar. Zoe and I exchange looks. We nod then take cover nearby. Enough of this bullshit! You think I'm going to buy that goody two-shoes act? You're just... It's all because you... No, I really didn't. Know that you're someone like this? Because of you. Stop pretending already. Get lost. Get out of here. The argument doesn't last long. Soon, the owner of the nasty voice departs, leaving behind the sound of quiet sobbing. It lasts for a while before gradually tapering off. Then a familiar figure steps out from behind the wall. It is Ada, the lead actress of the Talia troupe. Oh? She rubs her tears away as she walks. Her clothes are dusty, and her hair is a little mussed, probably from a scalpel just now. Zoe frowns and prepares to stand, but I put a hand on her shoulder and gently shake my head. Don't go right now. It might be a personal matter for Ada. Zoe doesn't answer, but she doesn't move either. It is only when Ada leaves that I loosen my grip and let her rise. As expected, Zoe doesn't go after Ada. Instead, she fixes me with a cold look. Why did you stop me just now, Commander? If this is a personal matter for Ada, butting in rashly would only make things awkward for her. The troupe is about to put on their show. It would be better to figure things out and then ask Ada about it later rather than incur unnecessary trouble. This is not the first time Ada's encountered something like this. That dispute just now was very intense. If that man keeps bothering Ada, it might end up affecting the show. We still don't know the full picture yet. Barging in thoughtlessly might only end up making things worse. In the contamination zones, there are times when minding your own business is not a bad thing. That's what Ada wants too, isn't it? Zhao He frowns. Minding my own business. Uh-oh, she's mad again. So this is minding your own business to you, Commander. I see. Zoe's expression doesn't change, but I can hear a hint of disappointment in her voice. However, this is the most sensible choice right now. If Ada objects, then I will not pursue the matter for now. But if it affects the upcoming play, I will not remain silent. Uh-oh. In any case, I will look around the area alone for now. I can handle things here by myself. You should head back to the campsite, Commander. It seems Zoe has made up her mind. I sigh, then turn to leave. We'll discuss it after she settles down. But, alone with Groza again. By the time I return to the troops' campsite, the stage at its center has begun to take shape. A group of people are gathered around it, and Ada seems to be in their midst. As I approach, Groza turns to me from where she is standing on the edge of the crowd. Hello, Commander? What's going on here? Miss Ada is rehearsing. Apparently there was a recent revision to a certain scene. I look at the heart of the crowd. While this is just a scene rehearsal, Ada is completely into it. There is no sign of the tears she shed just now. Shortly afterwards, Zoe enters the campsite too. Ada is still performing, so Zoe frowns slightly before standing aside to watch in silence. Soon, the scene is over, and the audience erupts with thunderous applause. Wow, that was a great change. It's even more moving than the previous version of the scene. Heh, I bet our tour is going to be a great success. Alright, I'm happy that everyone's so confident about our tour, but I'd like to hear from our audience too. Ada steps out of the crowd and beckons to me and Zoe. Hi, you two. You saw our rehearsal just now, right? What did you think? It was very compelling. As for the fine details, Zoe, you've got stage experience. Maybe you'd like to field this question? I smiled and glanced at Zoe. She considers her words for a moment and then begins speaking in an earnest voice. I think your performance was very professional. While I arrived later and only managed to see part of it, the girl Zola that you played was lively and animated and very likable. Her final promise to her friend was very stirring too. I'm sure it would have won the hearts of the audience even in the green zone. However, the delivery of some of the lines seem a little unpolished. Further practice might be required. Sounds harsh, but that's high praise coming from Zoe. After hearing her words, Ada scratches her head bashfully. Oh, but that's to be expected. After all, the character was modeled after Ada. She was? It's nothing. Right, I need to go check out my costume with the director. If there's nothing else, let's all go take a break for a bit. Miss Ada? Were you looking for me, Zoe? Upon seeing Zoe hesitate, I cut into their conversation. Zoe, shall we talk about campsite security? Yes. Wow, you guys sure work hard. I'll leave you to it, then. Yet I head over to the director's office. Ada leaves and I ask Groza to continue standing watch by the stage. Zoe's face is as blank as ever. Sighing internally, I approach her. What did you find outside the campsite? Thanks to your restraint, I did not manage to find anyone suspicious. In that case, you shouldn't thoughtlessly question Ada about it either. Commander, are you saying that you believe asking about the matter will be bad for Ada, or that it will affect your investigation of the Barriegers? While I said I was willing to work with you, I was upfront about how the investigation would take priority over to protecting the troop. Currently, Ada's situation is not related to the troop, and working with you does not extend to interfering with the actors' personal lives. I do not wish to give rise to unintended consequences by doing so. In the Yellow Zone, supplies are not cheap, and while I don't know how Monsoon operates, for a bounty hunter, minding your own business is an important principle for survival. Zoe falls silent, as though she hadn't expected me to state my position for that frankly. She frowns slightly, but in the end, she simply fixes me with a calm gaze. Since you have decided to prioritize the investigation, I have a request of my own. I hope that you will not jeopardize the show for the sake of your own mission, Commander. Of course, I have my principles too. I'll inform you if I discover anything unusual. I hope you will keep your promise, Commander. Zoe turns and leaves after saying those cold words. As I watch her go, I rub between my eyes in resignation. This misunderstanding is only going to get worse at this rate. Is there a way to soften Zoe's attitude? What would Monsoon Squad do when they have a dispute? Monsoon Squad. An idea springs into my head. I pull out my terminal and find the names Diane and Jiangyu. I'm sorry girls, it seems I will need your help again. Yes, ask for your help. Ask for help. Hydrate.